Wala na bang magagawa? Hindi ka ba nagtataka? Paligid ay tahimik, ngunit di payapa. Marami ang nangangamba, ito ba ay matatapos pa? Lahat nagtatanong, nasaan ang kasagutan?
Paano na bukas makalawa? Paano pag ang hirap ay hindi ko na kinaya? Paano ba tayo magkakaisa sa panahong malayo sa isa't isa?
Hanggat may nakikinig sa panalangin, di mawawala ang pag-asa natin. Ikaw at ako, babangon tayo. Sama-sama lahat ay susulong. Basta tayo'y magtutulong-tulong. Lilipas din, matatapos din ang dilim. Manalangin, 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 matatapos din ang dilim. Manalangin, 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 matatapos din ang dilim.
Lahat ay may magagawa, magbigay, magpaubaya, palitan ng alitan ng pag-unawa.
Malay mo bukas makalawa, ang hirap ay sama-sama natin kinaya. Paano kung tayo'y magkaisa sa panahong kailangan ng isa't isa?
Hanggat may nakikinig sa panalangin, di mawawala ang pag-asa natin. Ikaw at ako, babangon tayo. Sama-sama lahat ay susulong. Basta tayo'y magtutulong-tulong. Lilipas din, matatapos din ang dilim. Manalangin, 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 matatapos din ang dilim. Hanggat may nakikinig sa panalangin, di mawawala ang pag-asa natin. Ikaw at ako, babangon tayo. Sama-sama lahat ay susulong. Basta tayo'y magtutulong-tulong. Lilipas din, matatapos din ang dilim.
Lilipas din, matatapos din ang dilim.
Lilipas din, matatapos din ang dilim.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the webinar series dubbed as QuaRACTalk of the Rotary Club of Iligan, a project that spreads relevant information and awareness towards the betterment of the community and development of one's self. In celebration with the National Nutrition Month, we are proud to present our first episode entitled Sana all may gulay, a road to healthy lifestyle.
Magulay, magulay ang buhay. Magulay ang buhay sa Sinabawang Gulay.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Before we officially start our first episode, we would like to request everyone to listen attentively because right after the discussion of each speaker, we will be entertaining questions. All right, to start with, let me call on our immediate past president, Ramon Gungun, to introduce to us our first speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker for tonight's QuaRACTalk Series completed her academic requirements with comprehension exam, Master of Science in Teaching General Science at MSU Naawan, Master Teacher 1, OIC Principal, Senior High School of Acelo C. Badalio Senior Memorial High School. Attended trainings on the National Training for Girl-Powered Nutrition, sponsored by World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts of the Philippines, Nutrition International at GSP NHQ Jose Fallanes Escoda Hall, Manila last November 25 to 28, 2018. She is also the chief trainer in the regional training on girl-powered nutrition held at Cecil's Hotel, Barangay Tumaga, Zamboanga City, March 21 to 24, 2019. So please help me welcome our first speaker for this QuaRACTalk series, Miss Maria Fe S. de Guzman.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to say congratulations to the organizer for coming up a webinar like this, and I am so grateful to be invited as part of this QuaRACTalk series. In a while, I'll be talking to you how to have a healthier and stronger immune system amidst this pandemic. But before I will proceed to my presentation, let us have first the question everything activity. On the screen, you have there true or false. So I will be giving 5 questions for you to answer. If you think that the statement is true, you may answer true. If the statement is incorrect, then you may answer false. Okay, are you ready? So let us proceed. Question number 1. Energy drinks are healthy source of energy. Is it true or false? Well, the correct answer is false. Why? It's because energy drink often contain a lot of sugar and caffeine. Some drinks contain as many as 11 teaspoons of sugar. They should only be drunk very rarely or not at all. Question number 2. Men or boys should be served first at meal times and get the biggest portion. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Yes. Why? Because it is very important that all of us eat a rainbow plate across the food group in the right amount. Children need extra energy and nutrients while they are growing. Okay, question number 3. If you boil vegetables for too long, it makes them less nutritious. Do you believe this statement is true or false? Well, the correct answer is true. Why? Because the less time you cook the vegetables, the better. Try to cook them so that they are still a little bit crunchy. Always wash vegetables before cooking and eating them. Question number 4. The darker green a vegetable is, the better it is for your body. Again, the darker green a vegetable is, the better it is for your body. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Why? Because vegetables such as spinach and cabbage are full of vitamins and minerals. The last but not the least is question number 5. If you feel full, I have eaten well. Do you believe that if you feel full, you have eaten well? Yes or no? True or false? Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Why? Because feeling full only tells that you have eaten enough. It does not mean that you have eaten the right thing and got all the nutrients and energy you need to stay healthy now and in the future. You should always try to eat a rainbow plate. Congratulations for those who got the correct answer. Go ahead. Let us give those viewers who got the correct answer. Let us give them a round of applause. A round of applause. Palakpak naman kayo dyan. Palakpakan naman tayo. Okay, thank you very much. I now proceed to my presentation proper, and it is all about nutrition. And this is very timely because this month we are celebrating the Nutrition Month. Okay. Nutrition is defined as the process of providing and obtaining food necessary for growth. Let us remember that there are 2 kinds of nutrition. Nutrition could be a good nutrition or a bad nutrition. Now, talking about good nutrition, this refers to the eating the right kind and the right amount of food. And when you say bad nutrition, well, it is someone who does not eat the right kind and the right amount of food. We are here in this planet Earth. We are here in this planet Earth in order to live, in order to eat. Eat in order to live, not live in order to eat, right? So people who eat a well-balanced diet tend to be healthier with stronger immune systems and lower risk of chronic illnesses and infectious diseases. So in order for our body to become healthier and stronger immune system amid this pandemic, I would like to share with you some tips to make our body healthy and strong. What are the 6 tips? Okay. Tip number 1. Eat fresh and unprocessed food every day. What are these? We need to eat fresh fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Let us remember that coronavirus has a pH level of 5.5 to 8.3. So therefore, to eliminate the virus is to consume more alkaline foods above the acidity level of the said virus. So let us have here some fruits, recommended fruits that are rich in alkaline. So banana, we have a pH level of 9.9. Green lemon, pH level of 9.9. Yellow lemon, pH level of 8.2. Avocado has a pH level of 15.6. Mango has a pH level of 8.7. And then we have pineapple, which has a pH level of 12.7. And then oranges, which has a pH of 9.2. You have noticed that the recommended fruits are easily available. You can avail that in the market. And we know that these are very nutritious and can really eliminate coronavirus. So let us advise our or convince our children and the members of the family to eat these fruits every day. Okay, you can see on the screen colorful fruits. Okay, you have their watermelon, pineapple, and the like. So very attractive, especially to the kids. Next, aside from fruits, we have also the 7 alkaline foods or the 7 alkaline vegetables. Aside from that, also legumes. Okay. Vegetables such as broccoli, cabbage, cucumber, celery, and cauliflower and bell pepper. At the same time, we have here also the legumes such as nuts, beans, and whole grains. These are rich in alkaline. These are rich in alkaline. So we need this uh, broccoli in our rainbow plate. No, the cabbage and the cucumber. So these are vegetables that we need to convince our children to consume this every day in order for us to have a healthy and strong immune system. Now, reminders, we have to, in our diet, we need to eat 2 cups of fresh fruits. It is equivalent to 4 servings. And then 2.5 cups of vegetables, equivalent for 5 servings. And then 180 grams of grains, 160 grams of meat and beans. Red meat can be eaten 1 to 2 times per week, and poultry 2 to 3 times per week. For snacks, choose raw vegetables and fresh fruits rather than foods that are high in sugar, fat, or salt because they are not good to our body. Do not overcook vegetables. This can lead to the loss of important vitamins. Okay. The next tip to remember is we need to drink enough water every day. Okay. Why do we drink water? We need water because it is essential for life. It also transports nutrients and compounds in blood. It regulates body temperature. It gets rid of body waste. It lubricates and cushions joints. And it is recommended that everyone must drink 8 to 10 cups of water every day. Third tip, eat moderate amounts of fat and oil. Consume unsaturated fats found in fish, avocado, nuts, olive oil, soy, canola, and corn oils rather than saturated fats found in fatty meat, butter, coconut oil, cream cheese, and lard. Choose white meat like poultry and fish, which are generally low in fat, rather than red meat. Avoid industrially produced trans fats often found in processed food, fast foods, snack food, fried food, frozen pizzas, pies, margarines, and spreads. Fourth tips, we have to eat less salt and sugar. Again, eat less salt and sugar. While cooking and preparing food, limit the amount of salt and high sodium condiments. Example, soy sauce and fish sauce. Second, we have to limit your daily salt intake to less than 5 grams and use iodized salt. Avoid foods, snacks that are high in salt and sugar. Limit intake of soft drinks or sodas and other drinks that are high in sugar like fruit juices, fruit juice, concentrates and syrups, flavored milks and yogurt drinks. Next is avoid eating out, especially on this time of pandemic. We are advised to eat at home in order to reduce your rate of contact with other people and lower your chance of being exposed to COVID-19. Maintain social distancing at least 1 meter between yourself and anyone who is coughing and sneezing. Droplets from infected people may land on surfaces and people's hands. And you can tell if hands are being washed regularly enough and surfaces are being cleaned and disinfected fast enough. And lastly, last but not the least, is counseling and psychological support. While proper nutrition and hydration improve health and immunity, they are not magic bullets. People living with chronic illnesses who have suspected or confirmed COVID-19 may need support with their mental health and diet to ensure they keep in good health. Seek counseling and psychological support from approximately trained healthcare professionals and also community-based and peer counselors. So that would be the sixth tip in order for us to make our body healthier and to have a stronger immune system amid this coronavirus pandemic. Thank you very much and thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Ma'am De Guzman, for that informative discussion. At this juncture, we are now open for questions. All right, I have here a set of questions. To start with, let me have the question coming from the viewers. Okay, mothers, so any tips to our mothers, especially if their children are picky eaters?
Okay, mothers who happen to have children who
picky
are
eaters.
so I would suggest that
that
mothers should be
resourceful
and must be creative in preparing foods for the children. Most especially, parents should prepare a rainbow plate. When you say a rainbow plate, that more of makulay na mga gulay na dapat nilang i-prepare para sa kanilang mga anak. So that the plate should be attractive for the children and they must convince to eat foods and vegetables.
All right. Thank you so much, Mom. Same concept applies to like elementary schools that classroom and the school should be colorful so that student will not be bored or will be interested to go to school and to in the food so that children will be interested and more eager to eat vegetables. That would be a nice.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's move on to the second question. Any ideal time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Okay, for breakfast, the recommended I would recommend must eat their breakfast between 6 to 6:30, and then for lunch, They can take their lunch at around 11:30 to 11:45, and for dinner 5:30 to 6:30.
All right. That will be perfect time for eating. But honestly, I eat late every day. Don't use my eating habit. Good. That's
Now
not
let's
good.
move on to the
Now
last
let's move on
question.
to the last question.
Mom, do you suggest that
Mom,
we
do you
need to grow
suggest
our
that we
own?
need to grow our own vegetables at home, or any suggestions and recommendations?
Yeah, basically, especially now that we are facing the coronavirus pandemic, and then we stayed at home, so we have enough time to plant vegetables in our backyard. If we have enough space in your place that you are living, or if you don't have enough space to plant vegetables, then you can make use of recycled materials like bottles, unused bottles, mga tires. Dapat natin yun ay gagamitin, lalagyan natin ng lupa para tayo makatanim ng mga basic na mga gulay na dapat nating kainin sa araw-araw. Magtanim tayo, maging resourceful tayo upang ang ating katawan ay maging malusog at maligaya. So let us plant more vegetables in our backyard for as long as we need them daily. Magaan para sa atin kasi pag mag-prepare tayo ng mga pagkain na readily available in our backyard. So yun lang.
Yeah, that will be so perfect. We are in home quarantine, and we need to make use of our time productively. So planting vegetables in our backyards, or doing resource things like plastic and stuff, to just plant essential vegetables that we can have in our home. So mom word, thank you so much. Mom Di Guzman, for sharing your expertise on this matter. And we are more than happy having you today. And actually, personally, I really get a lot from you, and learn a lot from you, especially about nutrition, especially about the pH level of the COVID-19, and what are the types that we need to eat to overcome, or what's the term, to go against with the COVID-19, or to make our immune system more stronger. So mom, take care, mom, and God bless us all.
Thank you also for inviting me in your webinar, and it's my pleasure to be a part of this QuaRACTalk series. So good evening, and have a nice day, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Without further ado, to introduce our second speaker, let me call on our Vice President, Marilove Quiapo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker for tonight. Our speaker for this evening is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Industrial Education, major in Industrial Arts in Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology. He is a science teacher in Sekolah Bukitson School in Jakarta, Indonesia for 5 years. He is currently working as a DepEd teacher at Tomas Kabili Integrated School, Tomas Kabili, Tuminubo, Iligan City. He is also a former agriculture teacher in Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, College of Education. He had attended a training in Farm for Profit Training last August 2018, held in Similia sa Kinabuhi in partnership with Agricultural Training Institute or ATI at Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. He also attended a training in producing organic concoctions and extracts, organic vegetables, organic raised chicken at Marjorie's House of Goodies Technical Education and Skills Authority or TESDA Agriculture National Certificate. Lastly, a training, Resilient Farming Training, June 2018, held in Similia sa Kinabuhi in partnership with Agricultural Training Institute or ATI at Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our second speaker, Mr. Winston June Tuliao. Please give him a round of applause.
All right. Thank you so much, Vice President Mary Love. Now, Sir
Now, Sir
Tuliao, let's
Tuliao,
get started.
let's get started.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the viewers. This is a great opportunity for me to share about gardening, and theme for this episode one is Sana All May Gulay, a road to healthy lifestyle. So for me, I'm looking forward for those gardeners out there na sana all no I can see in your houses that you have gardens. Why? Because we are what we eat. So ano yung kinakain natin, yun din ang output. So if ever you're always eating junk foods, then what will happen? You will also be junk. Okay? So that's the truth. And I would like to thank the Rotaract Club of Iligan City for inviting me. Their theme is Transform Year Rotary Opens Opportunities. It's true that there are so many opportunities that comes in our way, especially in this pandemic. Nakakatuwa kasi ang iba, wala silang ginagawa. They are using their lots in their homes. It's idle, but now they have gardens. So nakakatuwa. And today our talk will be in episode 1, Sana All Gulay, healthy lifestyle. So I would like to thank the President, Jo Marie Tanghal, and also Vice President, Miss Mary Love Quiapo, and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for inviting me. Today, we are experiencing, if you look at the news, no, we are experiencing 444 as of July 24, 2020. The total recoveries 24,502, and the total deaths is 1,879. Coach Winston, bakit mo sinasabi ito? Now, you know what? Every second, every minute, maraming mga taong namamatay ngayon. But if you are still alive today, I would like you to thank the Lord. If you hear my voice and you are listening to me right now, if you look at all over the world, ang daming namamatay, but you are still alive. That's why we need to eat the right kind of food so that it will boost our immune system, especially in this time of crisis. Okay, so let's go to the next. We need to understand. I have here some scripture because for me that's life. For me, it's very important that we need to understand this, that in Psalms chapter 24 verse 1, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. So the earth is the Lord, and everything in the world belong to Him, no? And all who live it, even tayo, hawak ng Diyos ang ating buhay. That's why we need to be thankful that we are still alive today. Of course, it's in our prayers na sana yung mga nasa hospital, sana yung mga nagkasakit, sana yung mga affected ng COVID-19, they will recover. We are praying for that. So, but we need to understand that everything belongs to the Lord. Everything in it, the world and even us. So hawak ni God ang buhay natin. Next slide please. So we need to understand that God is the owner of everything. He's the owner, no? And ano ba ang role ng mga tao? The role of a man is a steward, okay? We are steward. Let's go to the next slide. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, it says there, and God blessed them. We are blessed. Actually, we are blessed. And God said to them, to us, be fruitful. Now, this is my question. Are we fruitful in our life? No? Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it. We should fill the earth. even in our homes, we should fill it with vegetables. We should fill it. No, I don't know, but I know that there is a reason behind. Hindi natin malaman bakit kaya nangyari itong crisis sa COVID-19. But you know what? There are also positive things na nangyayari sa atin. Even if makita mo, grabe talaga, no? We are experiencing crisis. And even right now, makikita natin that there not just in the health but also in food shortage, no? So that's why we need to be fruitful. The key is in us. God blessed them, and God said to us, God said to them, God said to the man, a steward in the earth, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it. Bakit sabi ng Diyos yan na we should fill the earth? Kasi ang dami mga illegal loggers ngayon, 'di ba? Wala na tayong mga kahoy, puro na mga I mean, we are experiencing pollution. It could be air pollution, it could be water pollution, no? So, grabe. So that's why we need to fill the earth. Fill the earth once again. We will going to plant once again, plant trees, no? I'm always going to City Hall here in Iligan City every morning. Nagja-jogging ako. And then in City Hall, there are so many trees. And you can feel the freshness of the air because of the trees. And according to the study, that one matured tree is equivalent to 10 air conditioners. Can you imagine that? So we need to plant, we need to subdue, we need to fill the earth and subdue it. That is our role as man, as steward, no, of the earth, because we are commanded by God. And next slide, please. We are living here in tropical, no, tropical Philippines. Sometimes, 'di ba, meron tayong mga mindset that sana makapunta ako sa Iceland, sana makapunta ako doon sa ibang bansa. I want to visit other country. But you know what? Our country is very beautiful. Ang dami, siguro nga, no, you are very busy, hindi mo nga na-stroll yung backyard mo siguro, di ba? Hindi mo alam yun kasi you are just there at work at home, you know. You need to explore, you need to discover here in the Philippines, no. You need to travel. Ang dami mong makikita. Our country is very beautiful country. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to explore, to observe, no? And today, guys, I will be talking about, since gardening, I will be talking about the gardener. And there is no garden without a gardener. And there is no plant without soil. They are connected with one another, no? They are connected with one another. So today I will be sharing to you about the foundation of life, which is the soil. We need to understand that soil is the foundation of life. Don't you know? Next slide. That, please, that soil is a living organism. Huh, Coach Winston? It's a living organism? Yes, it's a living organism. Next slide, please. Why? Because the soil, it is the breeding ground of all living things. No? It is the storehouse of the components needed to support life. Kumbaga, para yung bodega, no? Storehouse for the components needed to support life. What are those? The water, sun, carbon, nitrogen. It is a storehouse needed to support life. Everything that God made here on earth has a system. It has a natural law, no? Like for example, gravity, no? Natural law. So, merong mga we will going to respect, and whether you like it or not, we are connected to nature. So we need to respect. If, like for example, if we cut the trees, no, the birds will be affected. Many animals will be affected because that is their habitat. You will going to wonder, bakit meron ng python dito sa city? Why? Because there's no habitat already. So they can come to the city, they can come to the village. There are so many news and reports about that. Why? Because there's no habitat. Now, another one, it absorbs and releases energy needed to sustain life. It is what makes the earth unique. That's why some of the scientists, they spend millions, even billions, trillions of dollars, money just to explore other planets. But guys, I want to tell you, the earth is very beautiful. No, it is where it is unique, and everything that we need is here. Only us, the humans, because of the actions of man. That's why it is chaos. All right. Now, next, um, healthy soil. Let's understand this. That healthy soil will produce healthy plants. So if our soil is healthy, then of course our plants also they are healthy. That's the principle. No? If the soil is healthy, then the plants are also healthy. Now, next slide, please. Now, farming, gardening is about soil. No? Kahit pa yung seed mo, maganda ang seed mo, pero ang soil niya, walang mga nutrients, wala talaga. No? And the seed and the soil, they are partners. There is a study na yung seed na preserve siya for how many years and generation. Pero hindi siya nag-sprout because why? It is being preserved. But once they put it in the soil, it's steaming with life, nag-grow siya. So that's why it's all about soil. Next slide, please. There's a parable of Jesus, no? The parable of the gardener, the parable of the farmer, that this farmer is spreading seeds. And we know the story that some seed fell on the wayside. Some seeds fell on the right place. Some seed fell on the thorny place. But there is one seed, there are seeds that fell on the good soil. It says there in Matthew chapter 13, verse 8. But others fell on good soil or good ground and yielded crops, some hundredfold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Now guys, you will be amazed, no? Sa atin dito sa Pilipinas, no? If you will compare our country to other country, mas blessed tayo actually. Kasi kumakain ka lang ng mangga, yung buto ng mangga, itapon mo, hindi mo akalain tutubo yan. Diba? As long as it is in the good soil, as long as the requirements of the seed is accomplished, then it will grow whether you like it or not. But in other countries, meron sila mga extreme weathers, no? Very hot and very cold. So iba din ang ano nila doon. But for us here, that's why it's very important. Good soil is very important because if your soil is good, it will produce hundredfold, some 60-fold and 30-fold. Diba? Yung mangga mo, nag-grow siya, and then in the right season, once it will going to bear fruit, then makabenta ka pa. Because from one mango seed, it produces thousands of seeds. You know what? In a seed, I want you to understand this. In one seed, it could hid a forest. That seed is very, very potential. That seed is very, very potential. Once it is planted and is being taken care of, then it will grow and bear fruit. All right, let's move. We have the different types of soil. We have the different types of soil. Let me show you this. There's what we call clay soil. There's what we call loam soil, sand or sandy soil, silt soil. And the properties of this are, if you look at your the slides, excuse me for a while. Okay, loamy soil, they are very good in desirable soil for agriculture, for farming, for gardening. Why? It is balanced with sand, silt, and clay particles. We talk about sandy soil, they have coarse texture. They hold water and mineral poorly. Okay? Water and air penetrate easily. That's why the worm readily in spring and cool quickly in autumn. So that is sandy soil. Hindi siya maka-hold ng water because it is sandy. And then let's go to clay soil. It hold large volume of water and retain minerals. They are very slow to warm in spring and cool more slowly in autumn. Clay soil, yan yung mga makikita mo sa mga farm, sa like mga palay, di ba? Mostly mga clay soil. Why? Because it can hold water. It can hold water. Next, we have slitty soil or silty soil. They are intermediate in characteristics and properties between sandy and clay soil. So, parang pare-pareho lang sila. No? So, that's why those are the different properties of soil. And when we look at the next slide, um, we see the different silt loam. We have the clay. How many percentage? Next slide, please. Okay. The silt loam, we have silt 70%, 15%, 15% of sand and clay. We have for the clay 70% of clay, 15% for silt, and 50% of sand. And then for the sandy, we have 65% of sand and 15% of clay and 20% of silt. But if you look at in the loam, almost balanced, no? 40%, 40% ang silt and 20. That's why loamy soil is very good for gardens, no? So, next slide. All right. So, we need to feed the soil. The soil actually it has a food web in it, no? Just food web in every bacteria or everything that is in the ground. They are important and they have a role. Okay? Like for example, earthworm for you, parang wala lang for you. Ano ba yan? Diba? Yucky. But you know what? It helps the farmer. It helps cultivate. It brings oxygen, no, to the plant. Kasi it will bury holes, and then the waste, it can be a natural fertilizer for the plants, so on and so forth. The soil is a living organism. It needs to eat and also rest. You know, it also produces waste and can be consumed by other components of the ecosystem. So, how do we feed the soil? If you want, you know what, in a soil, kung mas maraming bacteria yan, kung mas maraming mga living organisms dyan, the more it is healthy. Okay? So, how? Let's go to the next slide. We can do composting. No? We can make compost. Yung mga, everything here in nature. God is so sovereign kasi hindi gusto ni Lord na merong mga waste. Yung nag-miracle nga siya nung yung sa mga nag-feed siya sa 5,000 people, ha? Ang sabi niya sa mga disciples, get the basket full, yung mga waste nila, you get it, you gather them. So ayaw ni Lord nung may mga basura, ayaw niyang may mga waste. So pero tayo, 'di ba, anong ginagawa natin? 'Di ba? Basura agad. You can make a compost of browns, greens, and then afterwards you will going to mix it, the air, and you put water for that to be moist, and that is where the macroorganisms like the earthworms, insects, and etc. Another one, the microorganisms, the bacteria, fungi, microbes. So the more organisms in your soil, actually, the more it is healthy. Okay? The more it is healthy. Next slide, please. So, I want you to understand, as a farmer, there are challenges that you can encounter. I want to tell you this, no, hindi lang tanim-tanim, you will experience challenges. Next slide. First, maybe parang wala lang sa iyo, 'di ba? We have the abundance of water, but what if no? May El Nino, walang tubig. That could be a challenge if you have a farm or a garden. The garden must have abundance of water, no? It is very important. Another one, challenge is the sunlight, no? Maybe it is covered with trees, so there are plants that need sunlight, enough sunlight. Another one, challenge is the area. No? Maybe your area is not suitable for gardening. It is very challenging. Another one, humidity, the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. So, gusto ng plant ng sunlight, but it's humid. Another one, windy, especially if you're in the coastal area. So that is the challenge if you want to have garden. Ang lakas ng hangin eh, 'di ba? Another one is the soil. No, if the soil is not healthy, if it's rocky or if it's in the wayside, no, it will not grow. It needs a good soil. Another one, seasons. It's a challenge. Challenging for gardeners and farmer. Why? It could be rainy season. Too much rain is not good for plants. No? Oh, it can cause flood. All right? Too much sunlight also is not good. Too much heat. Diba? Sometimes tayo nga hindi natin gusto ng may sobrang init. So, we need to understand that this is also a challenge and we cannot control it. No? It's beyond control. And another one that it serves as a challenging for farmers is the pest. No? Pag hindi mo talaga inilagaan yung mga plant mo, hindi mo alam, di ba? Pag tingin mo, wala na palang dahon. Ano nangyari? Because of the pest. Kasi if you're a lazy farmer or a lazy gardener, titingnan mo lang, hindi mo talaga scrutinize. It takes passion to garden. No? You wake up early in the morning, you go to your garden, tingnan mo mga dahon, baka may mga pest na yan. Hindi mo alam. No? So, you need to consider this. Another one, calamities. Here in the Philippines, at least 20 typhoons. No? That's why sabi ng ibang mga farmers, ayaw ko na mag-farming. Ang hirap, ayaw ko na mag-garden. It's very challenging. And then another one, if nagbi-business ka, meron ka mga extra business mo, pwede rin. A challenge for you is the capital. Kaya ang ibang mga farmers or gardeners nag-utang na sila, especially pag merong mga monocrop, no? Tanim sila ng mais, nangungutang na sila. Hindi nila alam, baka may bagyo. Nako, lugi na sila, may utang pa sila. 'Di ba? So that's the challenge of a farmer or a gardener. Is not easy. Now, let us discover the purpose as a gardener. We need to know the purpose. The same way with the flower and the bee, merong purpose yan. Ang flower at saka ang bee, the bee, they need to get food from the flower, and also the flower, they need the bees to, what? For them to multiply, para ma-pollinate sila. So, we need to discover our purpose as a gardener. Number one that we need to know intimately, knowing your plant garden is essential. You need to know your plant, know your garden. No, wag kang mag-lazy. Tingnan mo. Kasi hindi mo alam, baka maraming pest na yan. So, bakit there are times na hindi natin alam na marami palang pest kasi sa gilid-gilid no ng garden mo may mga basura. It can cater pests. That's why you need to clean. Hindi mo alam, marami na pala mga weeds. You need to, everything that you have not planted, you need to uproot it. Okay? So it takes passion, it takes a heart to do it as a gardener. No? So, hindi basta-basta yan. Next, number two. Number two is, no one will protect your plant or garden better than you. You need to understand that. No one will protect your plant, your garden better than you. So kailangan i-ano mo yan. You need to anticipate, no? Kasi pag, like for example, may kambing sa neighbor ninyo, tapos may garden ka, walang kwan. Naku, pwede kainin yan. So that's why you need to protect, you need to anticipate, no? Protect your plant, protect your garden kasi sayang yung tinanim mo. And you know what? Even if you have many seeds, you don't know which of that seed or those seeds will grow. Okay? You don't know. That's why you keep on planting. Number three. Number three is that misfortunes can come anytime. We should prepare and be ready as a gardener or a farmer. It's very important because why? Calamities can come anytime. If you're a businessman, you need to put your money not just in one savings but even in other savings. So 7 to 8. Why? Because calamities can come anytime. Pwede na merong bagyo. So wala na. No? So you need to anticipate. Pwede may El Nino. So what do you need? Do you need water? You need to stock water. No? So you need preparations because calamities or misfortunes can come anytime. That's why as a gardener, a farmer, you need to be ready because it will come anytime. All right. So there are three things to remember as a gardener and a farmer. We need to understand this. We have the pyramids, we have the body fundamentals, we have the body and mind, second, psychology, and then the heart, the body, mind, and spirit. Next slide. The first one that we need to understand, the fundamentals, body or physicality. For you as a gardener, you need to understand and master the skills of planting, master the skills of gardening. It takes skills to do that. Hindi lang basta-basta, ano yan. No? It takes mastery, it takes experience, it takes technique to do that. That's number one. You need to master the fundamentals. And it takes physicality, it takes body. You need to wake up early in the morning. You know, you need to wait. And then the second one, we have the second is psychology or the body and the mind. To have motivation. Kasi kung wala kang motivation, walang mangyayari. What is your motivation? Bakit ka nagtanim? Do you have the confidence? Do you have the goals? No? Hindi pwede na tanim ka. Pagkatapos, hahayaan mo na. Hindi pwede yan. You need to be motivated. You need to have confidence and goals. And then number three, this is the first, in the pyramid, no? You should have the heart. Okay. You should have the heart. What is that? You should have the character. You have the character. You should value and you should know your purpose. Why you are doing gardening. You know what? Yung may mga garden sa bahay nila, it could be they do urban gardening, no? O may lot nila, they make it productive. Hindi yan sila nagugutom, actually. Kasi every time they want to eat, ang daming mga fresh na mga gulay na makukuha nila, no? Meron man silang pupunta sa market, bili na lang ng meat, ng isda, you know. But when you talk about gulay, nako, and they are healthy. They are healthy. So that's why you need to have a heart. In the heart, 100%, you need to have body, mind, and spirit. You need to have character. You need to have value, why you are doing this. And you need to have purpose. That's a very important thing that you need to understand. Okay, so let's go. We are almost done. So that's why I am looking forward that sana all, after hearing this webinar, sana all may gulay na kayo. Hindi lang neighbor nyo, manghingi kami ng lemongrass or moringa, di ba? Mga kung ano-ano ang ano nyo, manghingi, kulang na lang, kunin nyo yung ano nila, di ba? So, why not plant? Sana all may gulay. Why? It will make you healthy. It will make you healthy. Now, let me finish this. Next slide. It says in First Corinthians chapter 3 verse 6. It says there by Apostle Paul, I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth, or God gave the increase. Now, as a gardener, you need to plant. How can you harvest if you don't plant? So, you need to plant, you need to water it, even if other watered it. As a farmer, yan ang gagawin mo, you cultivate, you keep your plant morning, you will be amazed that it's already growing, It's already growing, but I want you to understand that you are not the one who caused that plant to grow. It is the Almighty God that causes that plant. That is not whether the plant will grow or not. Okay? Now, let me finish you with this. In Agusan del Sur in Baba, I've seen it in Facebook a while ago. There is one a lady, si Ma'am Lilibet Herbolingo, a road cleaning maintenance of LGU. You know what? Ano ang ginawa niya? Who first initiated planting vegetables in the road center islands in front of the bus terminal? I'm so blessed to see her na yung makikita mo sa bus terminal, di ba, may mga roads yan, di ba, usually mga tanim siya ng sibuyas, and siya yung nag-care doon, siya yung lig, and you know what, an idle portion of the land becomes productive and naka-harvest siya. That's why I challenge everyone, especially in this time of pandemic, we need to know, and we need to plant. Why? Yun ang kailangan natin. We need food. Hindi lang tayo mag-aasa ng ayuda, you need to work. We need to work. We need to plant. We can use even plastics. Sabi nga ni Ma'am De Guzman kanina na yung mga used plastics in urban gardening, mga tires, ang dami-dami, Huwag natin basta-basta ipangtapon lang. We can use it as a pot, Mga plastic, used tires, ang dami, Kahit pa nga mga empty sacks, so on and so forth, we can use that one and plant vegetables. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to plant, and you will see the result. From one seed, it will going to multiply. I will return this saying once again. God has blessed us. Ang sabi ng Diyos, let us be fruitful. Let us multiply. Let's replenish the earth and let us subdue it. Thank you so much for listening. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Tuliao, for that multidisciplinary discussion, incorporating gospel while discussing about gardening. We are blessed while getting vital information at the same time. For the second time around, we're now open for questions. All right. I have here a question set. Let's start with the first question. Sir Tuliao, when is the proper time, or how many times do we need to water the plants? Nakamute. Ay, sir, nakamute. Excuse me, sir, your microphone. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. This is based on experience. Mas maganda early in the morning kasi wala pa yung sunlight, So wala pa yung sunlight. So kung wala pa yung sunlight, or 6 a.m. okay. Kasi pag nandiyan na yung sunlight, there's a possibility that mag-evaporate na yung water. So mag-evaporate na yung, or pwede rin late afternoon. Para ma-absorb talaga. Okay. And yun talaga they need water. That's why if you can see trees that is planted near the river, their leaves are green because they have plenty of water. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I have a follow-up question, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong with this concept. Actually, plant need water to process plants before the sunlight so that the plant can use the water in the process.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually everything is connected. The sunlight, everything for the plant to grow. You know, the water. Water is just one of the ingredient that the
Yes.
plant needs. Yes.
Okay. Now let's move directly to the second question, sir. How do we classify if it's sandy, loamy, clayey, or salty?
Okay. So it's very obvious, especially for sandy. If you look at again their properties, sandy soil, makikita mo mostly sa mga sands, more on sa mga beach, no, marami diyan. And then for clayey, yung if we can look at again the slide, makikita mo you can easily distinguish or classify them, no? You can easily classify them according to their properties. So, ang clayey, hindi they hold water too much, no? Ang clayey soil. So, yan. And then loamy soil, yan yung balance talaga. Yun ang usually ginagamit sa mga gardens, sa mga farmers, no?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So, to all viewers, it is the simplest way to classify types of soil is to look at the physical attributes or the qualities
Yes,
or what do you
yes.
call that? The physical, because you can differentiate types of soil based on their physical attributes or their quantities or their qualities. So that's it. Now for the last question, sir. What is your message to our aspiring gardeners, especially this time of pandemic?
All right. It's a very good question. If in this time of pandemic, it's very, very important for us to, especially our health. Okay, in this time of pandemic, our health, and one of the key points that we will become healthy is to eat vegetables and fruits. No, although it's balanced diet, but much more if your vegetables they are fresh, then you can assure. Kasi kung tingnan mo sa even in the market, you cannot. There's no assurance for you na that is really fresh. No, so that's why kung magbili ka ng vegetables sa market, you need to wash it properly because you don't know there are many chemicals on it, so it can even poison your body slowly by slowly. But if you plant and then it is fresh, you can be assured that you are healthy, you know, because you are the one, as a gardener, as a farmer, you are the one taking care of it. You have the skills, you have the mind, and you have the heart to do that. So that's why I'm encouraging everyone, you know, in your house, if you have idle lots or anything na walang hindi ginagamit, I'm encouraging everyone, no, just like si Ma'am Lilibet, no, doon sa Baba, sa Agusan. So ginawa niya is, you know, kita niya wala tong silbi ang lupa, why not, I will going to plant. So ngayon grabe, naka-harvest siya mga petchay, and it's very, very, very healthy, you know. Yan.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, spending your time and sharing a very essential topic with us today, and especially in cooperating or in sharing as well as gospel and words of God. So we're very touched and moved by that. And thank you so much, and God bless her.
God bless. God bless.
Yes.
Thank you, Kayo. Thank you, Kayo, sir.
Most welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode today provided us information on how good care of ourselves with proper nutrition and make our leisure time more productive, since most of us are at home because of this pandemic. To capsulize our first episode, we started with the topic nutrition, delivered by Ma'am Mariafe de Guzman. As we all know, proper nutrition is very important in our lives, especially at this time of the pandemic. We must boost our immune system to fight against all viruses and diseases. Mom de Guzman gave us a hint on what kind of fruits and vegetables to eat that fight against COVID-19. And also, she emphasized that our plate must be colorful and at the same time nutritious. Let us always remember that health should always be on top of our priorities. For the talk about gardening given to us by Sir Tuliao, he taught us some techniques for us to become an effective gardener. He highlighted some important tips and learnings such as it's not just about gardening but our passion and faith in doing it and believing that we sow is what we reap. And most importantly, it is not about the seed, given that it is healthy. It is about the type of soil where you are going to plant the seed. If all of you are going to ask me what I really like about Sir Tuliao's discussion, it will be on how he integrates words of God into his topic. And aiming for that. Ladies and gentlemen, since we are battling with an enemy that we can't see by our naked eye, what we can do best is to help ourselves to fight against it. Therefore, keeping ourselves healthy by eating nutritious food and proper exercise such as gardening, for sure, COVID-19 cannot penetrate us. Hoping this first episode gave us an idea of the importance of our health and the essence of gardening. With that, we are looking forward to see you again in our second episode entitled A Life with Rotaract on August 29, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. See us again. For queries, sponsors, advertisements, and partnerships, you can reach us on the following contact information projected below. Once again, this is Ms. Ricky Mate Baker Duran, the Director for Rotary Foundation of the Rotaract Club of Iligan Bay, and your moderator for today, saying thank you so much, God bless us all, and bye for now.
Naglalakbay sa himpapawid, kay sarap mabuhay sa ilalim ng